Hello and welcome to the Positivity Island with me, Kate, and him.
Hello, I'm Will.
Hello, he's Will. We're Kate and Will from the UK with the unofficial Will and Kate. And we are here with you for the next hour to bring you some joy, some positivity, and some good news to help you get on with the rest of your day. This is obviously Backchannel. This is the only place that you can listen to, watch, and chat with hosts of live shows right here on your Echo show. And don't forget that you can also take part in the stream, in the conversation on backchannel.tv. So, or via your phone via the same way. And also make sure you leave a review there as well. So we want you to take part in the show today. We've got loads of exciting things coming up for you just to get you in the right mood for your day. Will, how can people take part?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so if you're watching on an Echo show, if you can see Kate and I, then awesome. The command you need to give to your device is the name of your device. I'm not going to say it because she's going to start chattering. We call her Eliza, and then the magic word is say. So, Eliza say, Will, I like your t-shirt. Eliza say, Will, you look especially handsome today. Otherwise, if you're watching anywhere else or listening anywhere else, head to backchannel.tv and you can join in the conversation that way. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, Liv and I Liv, who's on before us, she and I just had a complete bonding sisterhood moment over Batman.
It was amazing. I never suspected you and Liv to be so impassioned by Batman. But what I mean by that is that I didn't think you were big nerds.
Yeah, we are. We're quite. Turns out that's one of the things that we connect on. It should probably go on my 10 things I know to be true about me. I know I love a superhero movie. And unashamedly so. Stacey's carrying on the conversation already. Jack Nicholson playing the part of the Joker, Kate. Yes, Jack Nicholson. I mean, the thing is, the Joker is anyway, look at me, I'm already off. So welcome to Andrea, welcome to Henry, welcome to Michael, all on the stream. Stacey, thank you for your messages already. Doug, good morning to you too. And Stacey, good morning as well. If you want to take part, if you want to talk to us about anything, you can talk to us about anything. But coming up, we're going to have news about big cats, interesting online shops.
Yeah.
And obviously, it goes without saying that the positivity spirit animal Dolly Parton news.
Of course, yeah.
So, there's some good news in the world. I've spotted it on the prep sheet. I want you to tell me what it's about.
Okay. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, my first news story for you today. Jaguars in Mexico growing in numbers. The jaguar population in Mexico increased by about 800 animals from 2010 to 2018, according to the first two censuses of the animals ever conducted. The news confirmed that Mexico's national strategy to protect jaguars is working. Good news.
Good news. That wasn't what I meant.
What do you mean, so what you meant?
The nurses story with the ballet.
Stop it. Okay, let's do this again. We'll come back to the jaguars.
We'll start again.
Okay, yeah.
Have we reset?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So I see there's some good news in the prep sheet. Tell me what that's about, Will.
Okay, yes. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Kate. This is... I spend a lot of time on Twitter, and this is something today that really warmed my heart and that I thought that I could share it with you today. So this is a tweet.
Let's help us to feel good.
This is a tweet, and it's come from like a NHS children's hospital.
I've not seen one.
So, Kate, can you just grab what we're seeing?
So there's a little girl who's obviously going through chemo, and they've got some ballet dancing nurses.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. They've got amazingly pink and multicolored tutus on. Little skirt. Oh, the little girl is so thrilled. And they're doing like little jumps in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and all the giggling that you can hear is just because they Oh, so in the UK, this 5-year-old girl was in hospital getting chemotherapy. When the nurses found out she loved ballet, they surprised her with a very special performance. Isn't that the cutest?
They've clearly rehearsed this little routine for her a little bit. She's very impressed.
And I love it. I think, was it her that said that? The little girl just went, I could do a pirouette.
I can do a
all
pirouette.
day. I could. It's such a girl response. My daughter would have said the
Amazing.
same thing at the same age.
So I saw that.
Oh, look. So there's
today,
joy in
and
the
it really warmed my
world.
heart.
Go on.
It really warmed my heart, that video today.
Thank you for bringing that. So I want to know from you, if you are listening and you have some good news to share. We always like to share your good news as well. So what's the big fist bump for you today? Woohoo! I've done this already. It could be early in the morning and you've already done something amazing. Or yesterday, you could have done something brilliant. Just even little things. What is your good news? All you have to do is ask your Amazon Echo to say, and then tell us your good news. So you say, Eliza, say, and what's your good news? Share.
In the chat, Sunny has some. Hi, Sunny. Thanks for being here again. It's always nice to see you. Sunny said, I have some good news to share myself. Yesterday, I won an Echo Show 8 on the Word of the Day quiz.
Whoop,
So
whoop.
Riyadh was giving away prizes yesterday.
Riyadh.
Yes, that Riyadh was giving away prizes yesterday, and Sunny won an Echo Show 8. Sunny, that fills my heart with joy.
Yes, always good to be a winner. Kobe's on as well. Sorry, I'm just catching up with the chat.
There's a
weird,
lot to take in.
I'm really sorry. It is really weird because you have these moments where you're like, oh, I don't understand what that means. And then you're reading it through. It's just getting used to it, just used to everyone being part of it.
It's so nice. So please do get involved with the chat because we love it so much.
Yeah, good morning, Kobe, as well, who's on. Doug, hi, and Sunny is in the chat saying, "I love your new volley backdrop." I know we're trying things out. Look at this. You're always part of the new things. You are, so it's all very exciting. Okay, the other thing, Will, that's really exciting me, which I think is really good news, is that tomorrow is the start of the Winter Olympics.
Yes, that
What's
is
your favourite Winter Olympic sport?
It's the downhill sledging one where they like zoop 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 inside.
Bobsleigh.
Like, is that what it's called? Bobsleigh?
Yes.
Isn't it downhill skiing?
You said sledging.
No, I didn't. I said zoop zoop zoop.
You said downhill sledging where they go zoop zoop zoop.
Okay, I don't know what I mean, but
See,
no, because they're
he
on.
was saying you mean the bath. There you go. You said sledging. Your brain gave you a word that you didn't realise you said.
They're on. So it's the skiing. The downhill skiing is what I mean.
Okay, downhill
but
skiing, slalom.
But not the jumping one. It's the
No,
one
the
where
slalom.
they go zoop zoop zoop. The slalom.
Yeah, the slalom.
And I like it because it looks fast and dangerous.
I really love the bobsleigh. Actually, you said that, and I reminded myself. I liked it. I like watching it. We always have. There's always a Brit in the bobsleigh as well, and I quite like the with the ice skating. I like the ice skating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's always very pretty with the ice skating, and I like. Go on.
I was going to say Jonathan Van Ness off of Queer Eye. He has a new show that's all like about stuff. Okay, it's been 11 minutes and I've not mentioned Queer Eye yet. I don't know what you expect from me. He's got a new show where he like does a deep dive into stuff, and there's an episode of that about figure skating. So you should check it out because it's really good, and I learned a lot about
It's
figure
your
skating.
good news, man. And I like. I'm just going to skate over that.
Okay.
And I like. What else do I like? I like it, the kind of the acrobatic skiing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And the ski jump. The ski jump's always really good.
Where do you stand on the curling?
The curling, I can only watch for a few minutes.
Boring.
Once the novelty of the broom handles has gone.
Yeah. Oh, it's like sweeping.
Brooming, then I'm done. I don't need to watch that. But I quite like the agility and the skill of all those other sports that I mentioned. And also, because it's in Beijing, I think the opening ceremony is going to be rather special. Because they always do those good group dancer stuff. So I'm hopeful for that as well. That's tomorrow. Now, I realise there is a storm in the States right now.
Mm-hmm.
the sort of storm that we don't have privy to because we don't get blizzards in this way. Sunny says we're getting hit by a blizzard right now, so my favourite Olympic sport is venturing out to take trass. Please give me your blizzard news. Eliza, say my blizzard news is. So make sure you're staying safe, obviously. But yeah, let me know what it's like for you right now because I have no eyes on it. I have no eyes on it, nor does Will, because we're here on the island.
On Positivity Island.
And it's always sunny here. Cool. Okay. So let's do what we do at the start of every single show. Let's talk about one of the Everyday Positivity episodes. So I host a podcast called Everyday Positivity, the purpose of which is to give you a 2 or 3 minute nugget to remind you to be kind to yourself through your day. It's like a little mantra, affirmation, challenge, something to think about. And at the weekends on a Sunday, we do a journal prompt. So I wanted to share one of those with you today. So get you thinking, okay? I think I need to leave it there, don't I? Off you go, I think. Let's play it there and then I'll talk about it afterwards. What routines are you tethered to? And specifically, I want you to think about this. What routine do you love to be tethered to? And what routine are you tethered to that maybe you could untether from? So the routine I am tethered to is step out of bed, drink a pint of water. It's revolutionised my day. I did it a few years ago and it's a great habit that I've got into, and I know that I've hydrated myself well enough from the get-go that means that I've already got 500 millilitres of water running through my body and it'll set me up for the day. I also love the cup of coffee that comes after it. And maybe the routine that I'm tethered to that I could do is not being tethered to. Oh, it's going to be food again. It'll be something like, I know exactly what it is. It's eating too fast. I have a real habit sitting down and just eating as quickly as I can. I'm so excited to sit down with my food and I just eat my plate. I'm like literally the fastest eater in my house. Every now and then my husband has to go, Kate, slow down. So the routine I could do with not being tethered to is eating too fast, because I think if I got more present with my food, I would A, enjoy it more, and B, when I finish that meal I've eaten so quickly I end up really full. So have a think today. What routine do you love to be tethered to? And what routine could you do with not being tethered to? What routine do you like being tethered to, Will? I'm seeing all of the updates on the snowfall in the chat, so I'll come to those in a minute. So keep them coming in because we'll come to them. But Will, tell me about what routine you're tethered to.
It's funny, isn't it? Because you always talk about us having like a negative bias. And it was so easy to come up with the routine that I shouldn't be tethered to.
Yeah.
But coming up with a good one, thinking of a good routine that I'm tethered to was difficult. But I think recently I've been trying to make sure I like get outside every day, go for a walk in the park every day, and that kind of thing. I think that's a good routine.
You're very good at that. You regularly, when we finish a meeting, you go, right, I'm going to go for a walk.
Yeah,
and actually, it's the one thing in my day that I'm trying to put back in again because I seem to have forgotten to go for walks.
And I think it ties into this whole like meeting thing. Like if you try and call me whilst I'm outside, I'm just not going to pick up. It's like it's time for Will.
Yeah,
time for Will. It's always time for
Will. Sunny says the routine I'm tethered to is putting screens away at 9 p.m. so I can sleep better. Do you know that I mean, we did a coaching course this week, didn't we, Will? And it seems that sleep is one of the biggest issues that people have at the moment. It came up, all of us said we could do with better sleep. I mean, I'm a bit of I do have my phone with me as I go to bed. And I probably could do with untethering myself from the phone in general and screens in general. But I do have a nice routine and I do like going to bed and I get excited and I like having a good night's sleep and I like waking up feeling good. So I think this sleep thing, I'm really impressed, Sunny, that the routine you're tethered to is putting screens away at 9 p.m. so I can sleep better. And if it's working, from the sounds of it, it is. I think that's a really great thing to do. A routine I don't like, says Sunny, is checking messages adamantly. I need to give myself a break from that. I know. And it's funny, isn't it? You get that kind of craving to check because you're like, oh, what's going on? Get a little dopamine hit. And it's literally to do with your hormones.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about the snow.
Yeah. Just quickly, I was going to say one of the routines that I need to untether from. And I've said it to you all the time, Kate, is looking at my phone before I go to bed.
Yes.
It's a
And
bad
do you
one.
know, I wake up sometimes and look at my phone and suddenly I'm always half an hour late. And I'm like, the reason I'm half an hour late is because I've been faffing around on my phone.
Yeah.
Really bad. It's really bad. Go on, tell me about the snow. I'm just getting a few things ready in the background. So tell me what's happening with the
Okay.
snow as is on the chat.
Yeah, Sunny said, just got a cute picture of my cat watching the snow outside of the window.
Oh, that's always cute. Is it
Very
like,
cute.
I always think of, that makes me think of whenever it snows in the UK, like at school, the minute the snow comes down, everyone rushes to the window because it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
Everyone rushes to the window. And you know those Garfields? Do you remember on cars? Cars in around our house. No, when I was younger, all these cars used to have these like Garfields that had little suckers on their paws and they'd stick to the
Oh,
side of the car.
yeah.
And so I always think of when it's snowing, I always think of those Garfield things because that's what everyone looked like when it snowed and everyone ran to the window to go, oh, it's snowing like that. It was very exciting.
Your teachers would always say, oh, it's only snow. You've seen snow before. I'm like, yeah, but it's happening right now.
But it's happening right now and it might go away again. This is the thing that, you know, I'm assuming that when the snow is coming down and you're safe and you're enjoying the snow, that it will stay there for a while. Whereas in the UK, it snows and it's gone by 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And we get really excited about snow because it's really odd that we're having it. So
Yeah.
Go on,
Stacey said she opened the kitchen door and there was snow outside. I love it in the morning, like in the UK, because you don't always know that it's coming or not. Sometimes it takes us by surprise when you open the curtains for the first time and there's been heavy snowfall overnight. I can think of loads of times when I had to walk to school, because I always used to walk to school as a kid. There'd be loads of snowfall and it was. I felt like I was trekking through the Arctic to get to school because it was quite a long time. Rodney's joined the stream.
like
Hi, Rodney. Gaines joined the
Rodney,
stream. Hi, Gain.
Welcome. Sonny's saying it's going to be a
you're-
mix of snow and sleet until tomorrow, apparently.
Yeah. So be
It's always-
warm
it's
and be
always more
safe and stay
interesting.
inside is my advice.
Right, I'm getting everything ready. Okay. Shall we? So what have we learned so far? We've got the start of the Winter Olympics. It's snowing
Yes.
on the island. Today it's snowing on the island. And we've got routines that we are tethered to. Gosh, we've covered a lot of ground already.
I know.
And there's only 40 minutes left. Right. So what I want to know from you then, Will, is what's today good news? Give us the big cat news.
Okay. Okay. Let's do the actual news this time.
Yes, correct.
I'm gonna have a bug again and everything. Jaguars believe it or not, Kay, I don't know if you've heard this before, but jaguars in Mexico are growing in numbers. Have you heard about this? I don't think you can have done. The jaguar population in Mexico has increased by about 800 animals.
No.
The jaguar population in Mexico has increased by about 800 animals from 2010 to 2018, according to the first two censuses of jaguars, the Jaguar census. They were the first two ever conducted in the century, and the news confirms that the strategy to protect jaguars is working. Breaking news.
Breaking news. I love a good jaguar. Let alone a good jaguar story. Animals being saved and protected is always great, isn't it?
I feel like we've got every show we have a new story about more animals, more endangered animals, or like.
But I think and like obviously it's Year of the Tiger. I do think that these things take a while. I do love that there's a jaguar census. Do you think that someone goes around and just gives them a little note and they have to fill it in with their paws?
Like, excuse me, Mr. Jaguar, I'm just going to ask you a few questions. How many people live in this den?
How many jaguars live in your jaguar den?
Jaguar house.
House.
They used, they're called like trail cameras, and the ones where you set them up and then when it detects something moving, it takes a picture. They used those to kind of like learn where they were, so they could like focus in on the areas that they had to focus in on. It was quite clever. So they didn't actually have to go around and like approach them with a clipboard.
I think that the next time we talk about animals, we should always also be clear on what a group of the animals are called and what the name of their house is.
My favorite one is a flamboyance of flamingos.
A what?
Flamboyance of
Oh, that's
flamingos.
wonderful, isn't it? So a
It
group of
is.
flamingos is called a flamboyance.
Mm-hmm.
What's a group of penguins called?
A march. Have you got a little animal with you there?
Yeah, she came and said hello.
I thought I could. I thought I
This
saw
is
stroking.
Peppa. Peppa the cat. Hello, everyone. Hi. Hi.
Pepper could
Yeah,
not look less pleased to be
she
on
hates
camera.
it. She hates being mollycoddled.
A group of penguins is called a
It's a
raft.
march. A raft.
A rag.
And what about what's that penguin house called? Because obviously a badger's den is called a set.
Mm-hmm.
But what's a group of badgers called?
Before I tell you that, can I call you what a group of jaguars is called?
Yes, that'd be lovely.
A prowl.
A prowl, not a pride. So it's a
No, a
pride of
prowl.
lions and a prowl of
Yeah.
jaguars.
A prowl of jaguars.
It feels like there's some hierarchy in that.
I think so too. I'm gonna put where do penguins live? This is great content. Where do penguins live? Antarctica is what it says.
Where does Will live? In Leeds.
Leeds.
Stacey says Ness.
It doesn't tell. It's only telling me raft. A group of penguins on land is called a waddle. Apparently, I don't know. If
What's
you
a
know,
penguin house called? Oh
if you
yeah,
know what a penguin house
I can
is
see
called.
Stacey's. I feel like Stacey's getting cross because she's like, "It's a nest." No, seriously,
nest.
penguins make nests, just like birds make nests in the chat. They're birds. They make nests. We're gonna go on
Sorry,
Staceypedia, and we will have birds making penguins live in a nest. That's fantastic. Look, how much more enriched are we right now from the fact that we've just done a news story about jaguars? The good news is that we now know a bit more about animals, and from here on in, we will always reference the group name and the house that they live in.
Yes, I will come with that information
Jaguar from the
pre-prepared.
House of Den or whatever. Brilliant.
Yeah. Sunny said, "Big cat news." Thanks, Sunny.
Yeah,
Sunny's
big
got my
cat
back.
news. Big cat news. Okay, off we go. Next, this is a good one. Brace yourselves.
The UK's first online sex shop for people living with and beyond cancer has been launched by two friends, Brian Lobel and June Lynn Go, who have both had treatment for cancer, started the business. They've worked with a steering group of patient advocates, medics, therapists, activists, and experts to create a range of products catering to the specific sexual challenges of cancer.
I love this story.
Me
and
too.
I love this story for many reasons. Well, it's World Cancer Day tomorrow. But what I love is that when you find yourself in situations that are not in the mainstream, you know, in whatever the culture of your country is, you know, and you're living to the side of that in some way, I really love it when people come up with ideas like this to make living and life easier, especially in terms of pleasure as well. You know, it's like, that's amazing, isn't it?
It's
We're getting a lot of
inclusion. It's
interaction
inclusion.
in
There
the
was
chat going.
there was a quote by one of the people who started it about about a lot of the dialogue is about like getting back to normal as opposed to like living with like getting to your new normal
Yeah.
and working with that.
It's like you've got to move forward and step back. We've got a great episode tomorrow on Everyday Positivity where a lady called Krista shares her news. She got diagnosed with cancer last September and by October had all the required medical interventions, quite major surgery, and ended up on quite heavy chemo, and has since, she's on medication, but she's since recovered. And her thing was that and it comes out in the episode, so you're getting a sneak preview here, but she talks about how her therapist said this is about, there will be kind of a passing of someone. There will be an old you and you're going to have to rebirth into a new you. So it's all about moving forward rather than rather than going, that's how it used to be and I want to hark back to that, when something as huge like cancer happens, to be able to live with what you're left with, or how you're dealing with things, I think is really vital, and I just love that. And you'll hear from lots of people who, this is where we get into the subject of identity as well, like medical situations for people who are gay, and what the difference that makes. And there are groups that are set up for people who are suffering with cancer who are gay, and all of that kind of stuff. And I just love that. I love that people have gone through that thought process and provide the support for that to happen.
It's the inclusion of everybody, that just because you've gone through whatever it is you've gone through, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to experience the things that everybody else is.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So big up to, what were their names? Remind me.
They were Brian Lowell and June Lingo.
Amazing. Okay.
Sexwithcancer.com is the website if you're interested.
Fantastic.
Live music is coming to the doorsteps of the isolated and vulnerable. 3 musicians in London have delivered 360 performances, playing to more than 6,000 isolated, vulnerable, or lonely people in hundreds of homes in London, as well as care homes, food banks, and at several mental health projects.
Music is the answer, isn't it? Water. You think water's the answer. It's actually music.
Yeah, it is. It is actually music.
If you could have anyone turn up on your doorstep and play you a song, who would it be?
It could be anybody. Not Dolly. Not Dolly. Okay. Maybe like Hosier. Hosier is one of my favorite artists.
Oh, wow.
And he's really good
I did not know
acoustically.
that about you.
Oh, really? Yeah. Hosier, definitely. Harry Styles, also really good acoustically.
Okay.
Anyone like that? Adele.
Oh, Adele would be great.
Yeah, what I like
Did you
is
make
that...
it? That's awful. Oh, bless Adele.
Adele.
Adele is the bastion, I think, of, or the leader in how to. It doesn't, it's kind of like it's that thing of going, I can't get this right, and I'm gonna be honest. I loved that about that
I'm
story.
gonna sing about it.
Go
What I like is that on my doorstep is literally steps. There's like 4 or 5 stairs to get up to my front door. And I like the idea that I would be at the top of the steps and they would be at the bottom of the steps serenading me in like a Romeo and Juliet type fashion.
I love that.
Thanks.
Rick has joined the stream. Melanie's joined the stream. Hello, Melanie. First time on the show. Charlotte, first time on the show. Rob, Lee. We've got a little influx. If you are new and you've never used your Amazon Echo show before, please take the opportunity to talk to us live. All you have to do is ask your Amazon Echo to say, and then say what you want to say. Who would you like to turn up on your doorstep and sing you a song? Of all the people, of all the musicians, dead or alive, who would you like to turn up on your doorstep and sing you a song?
You're going to say, Kate, your answer is...
Wait a second. I'm going to give the instruction. All you have to do is say, Eliza, say, and then your musician. Go for it. It'd be great to hear from you. Doug says Miranda Lambert. There you go.
Great choice.
Great choice. If you're not watching on Amazon Echo show and you happen to be somewhere like the Everyday Positivity Facebook group, then you can leave a message on the Everyday Positivity Facebook group live box, or feel free to go to backchannel.tv and join in. Who would I have on the doorstep turning up to sing?
I think you're going to say, presuming that like time isn't an issue, I think you're going to say the Beatles.
Oh, okay.
Or that guy whose name I can't remember, who you're really into. It'll come to me. If I think of it, I'll tell you. Who would you pick?
This is one of those moments where I wasn't expecting to ask myself, and I've completely forgotten all the names of all the singers ever.
Of any kind of music.
Of anyone.
Like.
I mean,
you
obviously,
don't know what
if
kind of music
Beyonce showed up, I'd be like, check it out. I've got Beyonce on my doorstep.
On your doorstep.
But that's not the point, is it? It would be someone like... I mean, I love Cocteau Twins.
Stacey said Taylor Swift.
Yes, Stacey, that was a great shout. I would like Taylor Swift to turn up on my doorstep and sing to me.
Okay.
Honestly, August makes me cry. That song August makes me cry.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
I don't know why. Reminds me of dating my husband when we were teenagers. That's why. And my daughter goes, "Oh, mum," every time I start crying.
Your
I don't know
daughter's
if
also a big Taylor Swift fan, so she would.
she's a huge Taylor Swift fan, so that would sort everything out. Them or my boy would probably like the Cortinas or someone like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Brandon Flowers could turn up anytime.
Yeah. I'm on a bit. I'm going back into my Green Day phase. So
Oh,
maybe
right.
if Green Day showed up, I don't know what that'd be like acoustically, just playing in the middle of the road, but I'll take it.
So there's lots there. Sully's saying, I'm going to say this wrong.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't know if it's a hard G or a soft G. Jill Simpson.
That's what I would have
Sturgill
said.
Simpson.
Sturgill Simpson.
Sturgill Simpson.
Or Jason Isbell. Jason Isbell and the 500 unit. I'd like to have those on my doorstep. They would be really good. I'd start crying.
I'm slightly worried that I'm starting to not. I thought I knew music. David Bowie, obviously, would be amazing.
Oh
to
yeah,
turn up on my
okay.
doorstep.
Queen. I'll have all of Queen if that's an option.
All of Queen.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get a bigger front garden, Will.
I'm gonna have to move, Kate. My doorstep's not big enough. In a
Got quite a
mansion.
lot of megastars on the doorstep. On the
Amazing.
doorstep. Amazing. Okay.
Speaking of megastars,
Speaking of megastars, of course, the one woman who we would love to have on our doorstep is Dolly Parton.
she's on the doorstep of Positivity Island. Dolly
Well, no,
Parton.
she's already in the shack.
She's got her own little hut. They're not shacks. They're huts. Dolly Parton has been nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Of course she has.
This is the first time that Dolly Parton has ever been nominated, even though the requirements call for an artist or band to have released their first commercial recording at least 25 years ago. So I don't know what the hold-up's
Isn't that
been.
incredible? Like, actually, of course she has is not the answer. It's why has it happened only now?
Yeah, where have you been? So
Where
what,
have we been?
So Eminem has also nominated,
Oh,
and this is
amazing.
the first time that he's been eligible because it's only just been 25 years.
Right, no. Okay, everyone needs to just stop a second. We need to acknowledge that Eminem has music that's 25 years old.
How does that make you feel, Kate?
25 years older than I thought I was. It was only like yesterday that Stan was on the radio.
Oh, sorry, did I say 25 years? I meant 25 minutes.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
You're in love, but you didn't. No, it's fine. It's just that the expanse of time. That sounds like a very big statement for a very light and fun program.
Do I know the expense of time
So
personally?
like the thing is, Will, as you get older, time gets faster. It's like a
okay.
known fact.
Yeah.
It's like it just suddenly a week feels like a minute and a month feels like a week and 25 years feels like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Throw in a pandemic and time is all out of whack. It's all out of whack.
Stacey said, Will is so silly.
Yeah, well, that's why we love you.
That's why I'm here.
That is why we love you. Right. Talking of which, Will is so silly. Will has been coming up with pop quiz questions for me for ages. And I'm sick of it being Will asking all the questions. So it's
I've
now
landed myself
time
in
for
something
me
here.
to ask the questions. You're going to love this.
This is going to backfire on me.
We need a little pop quiz song.
I've got... That's the best I can do for you on short notice.
Okay, hang on a minute. Here we go. Do it again. How does this work?
I have to do that. I have to click it. Do-do!
Okay. Amazing. Okay, here's the pop quiz. Question 1.
Okay.
What is the next line from this iconic 80s track by Rick Astley? We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of.
This is hard.
You've been Rickrolled this morning.
This is really hard. What is the next line from this iconic 80s track by Rick Astley? We're no strangers to love. You know the rules and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. Is it A?
So I think I've just downloaded this and not checked it before.
I've not looked at it.
And I think in the download, it's gone where it should be A, B, C, D. It's gone A, 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 A. So you're going to get the answer right. So is it A? Don't tell me you're too blind to see. Don't tell A. Is it B? We know the game and we're going to play it. Is it C? Never going to tell a lie and hurt you. Or is it D? You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I think those are all lines from the song. So we're no strangers to love. If you know the rules, you know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment is what I'm thinking of. If you know, then ask your Amazon Echo Show to say A, B, C, or D. You get it. You get it. A is don't tell me you're too blind to see. B is you know the game and we're going to play it. C is never going to tell a lie and hurt you. D is you wouldn't get this from any other guy. Come on, Will, what is it?
This is hard. I don't know. No,
Do you know the song?
Yeah, I know the song. When a stranger's to love.
Sing it.
So do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. Is it?
Yeah.
Can I see the options again, please?
Why can't you see them? Oh, have I taken them off?
Yeah, because you've taken them off.
I don't know how I did that. Hang on.
I think it might be Don't Tell Me You're Too Blind to See. Doug says A, and I know I've personal experience that I can trust Doug. And that's what I was thinking as well. So I'm going to say A, Don't Tell Me You're Too Blind to See.
Well, Doug is correct if all four of them are A, or you're correct if all four of them are A, but you mean the first one. Okay,
But I mean, Don't Tell Me You're Too Blind to See.
The answer is D.
Oh.
You wouldn't get this from any other guy.
I thought that was later in the song. I thought we were still too early. I can't believe I've been rickrolled at this time.
I know. Gotcha. How many rings are on the Olympic flag?
Oh, I know this one.
Oh, don't know how I did that. A, 4, B, 6, C, 5, D, 7.
Okay, I'm way more confident on this question.
Okay.
And if I get it wrong, I'll be kicking myself because I'll be looking at it. I'll be looking at the Olympic flag for whatever. How many rings are on the Olympic flag? Is it 4, 6, 5, or 7? Doug says
D, which is 7.
Ooh, okay. If you know, get in touch. Set your device. I think it's C, 5. That's my answer. But what do you think?
And what colours are the rings?
Green.
Yeah.
Yellow. Black.
Yes.
Red and blue.
Correct. Well done. So it is C, 5.
Yeah. Did you know that apparently they were supposed to represent the 4 main land masses, 4 main continents or something?
I appear to have done it wrong. I've given the answer.
Well, nobody's looking, so it's okay.
Okay, fine. So say that again. Sorry.
The 5 rings are supposed to represent the 5 big continents, big land masses or something like that.
Okay. That is cool.
Fun fact. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 continents. That makes sense. What 1994 crime film revitalized John Travolta's career?
John Travolta. Is it Grease, Kate? Is that the crime film?
You know that it's not Grease, Will, because it was neither 1994 that Grease came out, nor was it a crime.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a crime. Well, some of those songs were. But, no, I've seen this movie a couple of times. I'm pretty confident with this one. If you know what 1994 crime revitalized John Travolta's career. What?
Crime film. You missed out the word film.
Yeah, his career as a bank robber. Revitalized his career as a serial arsonist.
We are not saying that John Travolta is either of those things. What 1994 crime film revitalized John Travolta's career? We've got one coming in. I do enjoy that Jay. Hello, Jay. Welcome to the stream. I think you just tried out. Did you just have a go? Yes. Yeah. If you're watching on your Amazon Echo show, don't forget that you can ask your Amazon Echo to say and then your answer. So you would say, for example, Eliza, say
Greece.
Greece. That's not the
No.
answer.
I would say,
don't waste an answer on it being
for
wrong.
example, I would say, Eliza, quote unquote Eliza, say Pulp Fiction. Jay
Jay
knows.
has said Pulp Fiction as well. You are both correct, even though I gave it away by accident earlier. But look at that. Look at the dancing. That's good, isn't it?
That's good.
Okay, right. I think there's maybe two more questions. The human body is made up of approximately how much water? A, 40%, B, 50%, C, 60%, D, 80%.
Wow. Well, when I saw the question, I thought it was 70%, which is not an option. So,
Yeah.
is it 40, 50, 60, or 80?
The human body is made up of approximately how much water? 40%, 50%, 60%, or 80%?
Jay
Doug
said
said B, 50%.
Yeah, Jay said 70%, but Jay, that's what I thought too. But
I
that's not
know,
an
it's
option.
not on there.
So, by logic though, it could be 60%, which is C. But that feels like a lot. 60%? That's like 2/3.
Of water? Well, you were going to say 70%.
I know, but now I'm doubting that it's that much. What if it's only 40%? No, I'm going to stick to my guns and I'm going to say 60%.
How much water do you think you have in your body right now?
I think it's a reasonable amount.
Okay.
I'm pretty good at staying hydrated, although some of it is coffee.
Okay.
How much of the human body is made up of coffee? Different question.
Different
60%.
question. 60%. Yeah.
I was right. That's loads.
Okay. Then we've got a Dolly question for you. I think you'll know this one. Dolly owns a theme park in the US town of Pigeon Forge. What's it called? A, Dolly World. A, Dollywood. A, the Dolly part of the theme park. A, Dolly's World of Adventures. Obviously, that's A, B, C, D.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, Doug straight in. Oh, no, he's done B for it already.
I didn't know that the town was called Pigeon Forge. If that was the question, I might have got that wrong. Jay said Dollywood. I'm 99.9% certain that it's Dollywood.
You would be correct. Ding.
Should we go? Okay. Should we go to Dollywood?
Dollywood, yeah.
I think we've earned a trip there, personally.
Oh, okay, right. I'm going to stop sharing now because I think that's the end. That's the end of slideshow. Click to exit.
Amazing.
How did I do?
How did I do?
How did you do?
I did amazingly.
You got 3?
Yeah, I got 3.
Which is worse than me because last week I got 4. Last time I got 4.
Yeah.
So it's your turn to do it back. But did you like my slides? I up-leveled.
You did up-level. We had multiple choices. We had slides. It was a whole... Okay.
You've got to take these steps because then you make it better, but you learn where you go wrong. And I definitely went wrong with the A.
By having all the options as A. My dad always used to say, he'd say, Will, what do you want for lunch? He'd say, do you want A, cheese sandwich, 2, a tuna sandwich, or Y, a piece of fruitcake? Which is just really classic dad humour.
I really want to meet your dad. And I'm going to say, please, could you give me some food options? Just so that he says A to Y.
Y. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I've in it. Like, I do that from my dad. Oh, here's the other thing that my dad does. This is my dad's number one dad joke, and I hate it so much. But every time I repeat it, it always gets a big laugh, and it makes me really angry. So anytime a song by Mumford & Sons comes on the radio or whatever, you have to say, oh, who's this band? Mumford & Co.
That's like when anything by Little Mix comes on the radio, I have to say, is this Little Mix? Like that.
Yeah, just like that.
The kids go, no, it's Little Mix. I go, no, it's Little Mix.
Little Mix.
And it drives them potty. It's very funny. It's a really good game to play. Getting things wrong. I think it's like the right of as soon as you become a parent, these are the things. Like
here's a book of things to say. Yeah.
Yeah, song lyrics wrong. They hate. But I think I do really love, because that's the opposite too. Because isn't it the most infuriating thing when you say to someone, do you want tea or coffee? They go, yes.
Oh, yeah. Which one? That is infuriating. Angelo said hi. Hi, Angelo. Thanks for coming.
Hi, Angelo. Thank you for being part of the show today. Positivity Island is here for you every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And what Will and I like to do is give you an island of positivity in your day, an hour where we talk good news and we have fun and we just bring you some joy and we look at some positivity techniques. So things that you can do to keep positive, which we'll come to in just a minute. But what have we learned today, Will?
But I feel like we've covered so much ground today.
Yeah, the island got big today.
The island got big today, and thank you so much to
Give
everybody
it like
who
a
was here.
Minecraft island. So as you're walking, you can add land.
You can add more blocks.
Yeah.
We talked about routines today.
Yeah.
Well, the routines that we're tethered to. We
Yes,
talked about the
that's
start
right.
of the Wimper Olympics.
Wimper Olympics.
The Wimper Olympics. It's different. It's new. Get on board. We talked about nurses who do ballet
Oh,
for
that was so good.
little kids.
That's a
We
really
talked-
good deed. Isn't it amazing how something so easy and costless can be so priceless?
Yes.
There you go.
We know what you mean.
Yeah.
We talked about people living with and beyond cancer having access to sex shops and stuff like that. We talked about live music coming to the doorsteps
Look, you
of the
need to
athletic
understand
people.
that talking about something like that is obviously something. It's like when the teachers have to do that, like sex education at school, and they all go, "Oh, we really did talk about how we were going to talk about the sex shop before."
We did. I sent Kate
Like,
a
it's a
few
really
email
good
last
thing.
night saying,
Yeah. Do we do it? Do we do it? Do we do it? But we did, and we think we did it well.
I think we did it well too. We talked about Dolly Parton hopefully getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We did some trivia. We learnt a lot
And
of
from
things.
here on in, we will always talk about animals and reveal to you what their house is called and what their grouping is
And
called.
their collective nouns, yeah.
Flamboyance of flamingos.
Prowl of jaguars.
Pride of lions. I'm really upset about this. I'm really feeling for the jaguars.
No, I like that they've all got different names, different words.
But I think pride sounds more like upper class, and prowl
that's
is
'cause-
more like working class.
But that's
I
because the
don't
lion
like
is the king of the
this
jungle.
hierarchy of animals already.
Okay, but you haven't made it up though.
Hang on a minute. Let's just check it is a pride of Britain. Pride of no. Okay, group of lions. Collective
clever.
term for lions.
This is good. I love live Googling. My favourite part of our back channel is that there's a lot of live Googling and it
We
makes
do
me
a
happy.
lot.
Yeah, we do a
Okay.
lot.
Okay, there's some collective terms. There's more than one. Salt and troop. The other ones. Pride, salt and troop. Anyway, things you didn't know that you know now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, shall we do some positivity activity? Positive activity.
Sure.
I've got to work that out.
That's one thing to call it.
Our positivity activity for the day. Now, Will,
Hello.
when I had it was like CBT, but it was meta CBT. CBT is cognitive behavior therapy, where it looks at kind of thoughts that come in and the patterns that you go into and how to work out those patterns. And my metacognitive behavioral therapy helped me with all the thoughts that could come in that were negative and then worked out the patterns for me. And as part of it, it got me to listen to some audio that had sounds on. And they got me to start every day. I had to work my brain into listening to all the individual sounds within it. So right now you can hear me talking, you can hear the music playing. You might have a kettle on in your kitchen and you can hear that, or you can hear the beeping of something in the background. And what you would do is you'd work through focusing in on those sounds. It was really good brain training for helping you to deal with emotion. So today is your activity that you can use to help bring some positivity and some joy and some mindfulness into your world, is to listen out for sounds that you're not usually aware of. So like think about sounds that when you put your shoes on, like what it sounds like to put your shoes on. What does it sound like to put your shoes on?
I don't know, but that's a great question. I've thought about that before.
Yeah. Or one of my favourite noises is the key in the lock as you turn it.
That's a good one.
Yeah. What's your favourite sound?
I like the whoosh that the stove makes when it lights.
Like a
It goes whoosh. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. That's a really good one. So these are sounds that you wouldn't normally pay attention to. I'm not talking about the sound of your alarm or the sound of your pinger as it goes off when your Cajun chicken is done.
Bigger. Sorry, Granny. Yeah. I'm not talking about that.
But almost like, what's it like to slice a cucumber? The noise that you get when you slice a cucumber.
That's a good
I do think we are very dismissive of our ears and what the sounds around us can bring to us. So today, go on.
The noise that a pillow makes when you like sit down on it. It goes.
Yes, you're basically gonna ASMR your day. Go go into the world and notice some of those sounds that you never ever usually notice, the subtle ones, and let your brain come into the moment in a big way. And you will reap the rewards, I promise. So we are back on Tuesday, aren't we, Will? 2
Yes,
p.m.
we
UK
are.
time, 9 a.m. Eastern time, 6 a.m. Pacific time. I am very excited to be seeing you then. In the meantime, if you want to check me out on Everyday Positivity, then come and find out all about Everyday Positivity in the Everyday Positivity Facebook group, which is called Everyday Positivity with Kate Cocker. Search in Facebook in groups. Coming up next.
We've got from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. the amazing Jam and Renee. We love them, so please stay tuned for them. You're going to love them too. From 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. is our friend Anthony Davis with the Anthony Davis Show. He's going to be looking at the news. From 2
He's always
p.m.
looking at the news. He loves the news so much. He's just got his eyes on it like that.
He's like,
all day
he is
long.
the man with all the news.
He's so good. He's so good. If you
from
want to
2
know what's
p.m.
going on, Ant is your man.
He's your man.
Yeah.
From 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. is your pal Hal with Hal Rudnick. And rounding out the day from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., 12 hours of content here on Backchannel, is Mario Smith. So all of those times are in Eastern. But basically just don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We're here to keep you company all day, especially if you are dealing with that storm. So stay safe, stay warm, and remember, you have 100% got this.